Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, everyone. I'm stepping on something. I'm working from home today. This is my room in the background. You can't see the other side because it is a hot mess. But hi, let me introduce myself. My name is Courtney Ball, and I'm the Queen CEO of Building My Queendom. I'm also a human resources director at a consulting firm here in New York City. And let me close my door so I don't wake my roommate up. And Building My Queendom is a blog and online community for women that are looking to level up in their career. What I do within Building My Queendom, besides run everything, is I also coach women on how to move from being individual contributors in their corporate positions and move to positions of management, leadership, more responsibility. And today I wanted to hop on. Usually I go on a little later than this, but I am working from home and a bit all over the place because it's a really busy time in HR. Excuse me, I'm working from home because I'm a little under the weather and it's supposed to pour today. It's a busy time in HR because one, I have a ton of recruiting going on in my 9 to 5. This is a busy time for us before things slow down before the holidays. It's also a super busy time because I am preparing for end of the year HR happenings. And one thing that happens at the end of the year that I think everyone is quite familiar with is performance reviews. You may have your reviews every quarter, you may have them biannually, you may have them at the end of the year like we do. We hold ours between December 15th ish through February 1st. And I wanted to talk a little bit about that today, but also talk about, excuse me, if you're looking to get promoted, part of what you should be doing now is one, making sure you have a good review, but also there are three main things that I tell people to work on if they are working towards a promotion. Right now, for Building My Queendom, I'm working on professional development guides for people working in entry level / mid level positions in marketing, like a marketing associate, for HR generalists, for entry level accountants, and for entry level research associates, since I work at a research company. I'm working on these professional guides that will help you build your professional development. So if you want to know about that, feel free to look at the link in my bio. I'll add it when I add this on IGTV. But check out that link, get on my email list so that you can receive the notification next week when they go live. And I mentioned that right now, I'll mention it at the end, because when you're thinking about getting promoted, I jotted down there are three main things that you need to make sure you have in check and make sure that you have really cultivated over time. The first thing is to actually have the professional skill set. If you are looking, let's say you're a marketing associate and you're looking to take on a marketing manager role, you need to make sure that you have mastered the basics of your role. Because if you want to move to that next level, that means overseeing the people that are doing that. That means teaching them. That means managing their time. That means holding them accountable. And before you can do that for a team, you need to make sure that you know those skills. For me, working in HR, before I moved on to an associate director role, I needed to demonstrate that I had a very strong attention to detail. I needed to demonstrate that I understood HR compliance and laws here in the US, but also in the UK. Because at the time, I was overseeing HR for our New York office, our DC office, San Francisco, and London. Since then, we've expanded to Singapore, Tokyo, in Brazil, and I'm learning that as we go, but I've also delegated that to someone that's now managing our HR out of London, and I supervise her. To give you another example, another skill that I needed to demonstrate before moving from associate to a manager role, I needed to demonstrate to my boss that I had strong discernment. When you work in HR and you're dealing with employee relations, really, if you're looking to transition to anything when you're managing people, you need to demonstrate the ability to effectively listen, maintain confidentiality, and then have the discernment to act on the information in a way that's appropriate. So for me, I hear a lot of employees talking about either complaints around the company, or they may be talking to me about, oh, I want to get promoted. What should I do? I listen, I provide advice. If someone comes to me and they're complaining about something like harassment or discrimination, that is something I can provide advice, but I also need to report up and have the discernment to know when to do so and when to act on that information. So I kind of digress for HR people, but that's what I'm in. But I wanted to really go deeper in detail to give you an understanding of what the difference is between the thinking and the skill set of an entry-level associate that may be a sole contributor. Sorry, my cat is here. And then moving to that managerial role. So you want to make sure that you effectively demonstrated that you've mastered the skills necessary for your current role before you look for the promotion to that managerial role. Number two, and I have a cold and no tissue. I'll find that after this. Number two, politics. So the first one was professional skill set. Second is politics. And not have knowledge of what's going on politically, but you need to be somewhat in tune with the politics of your company. There is an official promotion process at most companies, but there's also an unofficial process that goes on where you are building your reputation. You're building, I don't want to use the word alliances because that sounds a little combative, but you're building alliances with people within leadership to show, I can do this job. I know how to communicate and have a seat at the table with people that are at the managerial level. You want to demonstrate that you're ready for that next level. Furthermore, when you become a manager, you won't be working directly, you won't be peers anymore with the same people that you're peers with now. So you need to cultivate those relationships with people on management, people making decisions, people with influence within your company. So again, when you're looking for that path to promotion, there are three things. First, professional skill set. Second is politics. You need to be willing to do some politicking to make sure that you've secured that spot. So when I was looking to go from associate to associate director, my former head of HR had just left, and I think I had for sure demonstrated the skill set mastery. I demonstrated the skill set mastery, and she left in January and promotions happened in February. And when I sat down with my boss, he said, you're getting a raise, you're not getting a promotion. And I was like, that didn't make a lot of sense to me. At the time, well, I'll just be very frank. He told me that it was around budget constraints. In working in HR, I see how much everybody gets paid. I see budgets, I get that. So I understood it. In hindsight, what I could have done differently was had conversations with other people on management before those decisions were made to figure out what else I needed to do to demonstrate that I was ready for the associate director title. Now, in hindsight, I still did what I needed to do, and 6 months later, I was promoted off cycle to an associate director position. I also inherited 7 direct reports at the time. So while it didn't happen for me when I wanted it to, I think it could have happened then had I done a little more politicking and really asserted that I wanted that promotion. Doesn't really matter because eventually I got a promotion that was even larger than I thought. I wanted to be an associate director within HR, and when I waited those 6 months, I inherited 7 direct reports because I started to manage a totally different team. I was managing our administration team, which includes office managers and executive assistants. So because in those 6 months, I did some politicking, I had more conversations with management, I was more in the loop. I was also involved in more firm-wide projects where I had more visibility across our global offices. And eventually, I took on a larger mandate and I was managing a global team. Now I'm a director. We can talk about that too. The third thing that you need is what I just hinted at, the power and the confidence to really assert that you're ready for the promotion. The way that things work at my company, we have a promotion process where the manager has to go in front of management, present their request for promotion. They have a document they have to fill out, and then they give a very brief presentation. Pretty straightforward. Then management confers and they decide who's going to get promoted, etc., etc. Yes, the power is really driven by the manager and what's on the performance review, and also depending on your function, what metrics they have. Like if you're in sales, if you met your sales targets, if you are a marketing associate and you're specifically working on social media, have you been able to effectively broaden your reach? Have you gained more followers? Have you expanded into new users? They want to see that kind of information. So when the manager goes in front of them, yes, they're considering all of that. But one thing that also will help you is, again, if you've positioned yourself in those spaces where people already get to see how you move. They already get to see that you're hungry for the next role and that you're committed to doing a good job, right? And although I don't know how or what the promotion process is at your specific company, these three things are all very powerful, and they when you follow these three things and you're actually doing it and you connect with the right people, you position yourself for a promotion. So if you are someone that's looking for that promotion in 2020, I want you to keep in mind, you need to demonstrate that you have the professional skill set. In addition to actually demonstrating you've mastered those skills, another plus is if you've been proactive about identifying additional professional development opportunities. And we'll get right back to that. But you want to, if you're looking for that promotion in 2020, make sure you have mastered the professional skill set at your current level so that you can demonstrate you're ready to manage people that will be doing that. Number two, make sure you're politicking with the right people that are in positions of influence and impact within your organization that will in turn be your advocates, create those alliances so that they're speaking about you and for you when you're not even in the room. Make sure you do that. And then the third one, you want to have that power and the confidence to assert, manager, I'm ready for my promotion. CEO, I'm ready for my promotion. Department head, I'm ready for my promotion. I want to step in. I want to fill that void. I want to do more. Back to professional skill set, what I mentioned at the beginning. You want to proactively identify professional development opportunities. Another reason you want to do that and make sure your manager knows is because there could be resources available for you in your company where your company will fund those things for you. I know that's something that we do in my firm. A ton of other companies do it. You just have to find the opportunity. So what I'll be rolling out on Monday are professional development guides for people in entry-level marketing roles, HR roles, research roles, accounting, and also people that do roles like office management, front desk, reception, all of that stuff. And in those professional development guides, you'll find courses, you'll find conferences. So check it out. Sign up for my email list via the link in my bio. I'll also add it in the title of the video on IGTV. But sign up for the email list and then you'll receive a notification when the guides are ready. You want to be looking at those professional development opportunities now so that you can make a pitch very early on in 2020 when the budgets are still huge. There won't be a shortage at your company. And again, you're proactively thinking. You're saying, hey, I'm ready for that promotion, ready for the next level. This is how I'm further cultivating my skills and attaining more knowledge in my craft. Can you support me in this? Will you support me in this? That looks really, really good. So sign up for the email list so that you get that information. If you have questions about this path to promotion, feel free to DM me. I'm happy to do a call with you and talk about it. You can also sign up for one-on-one time with me via the link in my bio. And it was something else I wanted to mention. Oh, I'll also be uploading